had to go on the porch had to be behind her right when she asked the question about her friend, who their big bonding experience was when the deer died.
I wish I'm going to call out into the universe that anybody who was at that circle to see this video
and drop us a note.
Please comment. I was there.
Yeah,
I remember I was looking down at that very moment, and I remember looking up. I was in the back of the room, and I heard everybody's body shift over, and everybody went, "Oh my God!"
There was a gasp. And we are back for another episode.
Add what happened that night when a woman was sitting on the couch and she was talking to Red Eagle, and she said,
okay.
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. Can I tell that story?
About the deer?
Yes. Okay, so.
Oh my God.
I like how most of my mystical experiences, I'm not even in the body. It's Red Eagles I'm channeling during it. Okay. Okay, guys. So sitting in a chair, living room was filled with people, and
her back is against the window.
Her back is against the window. So Red Eagle goes to her and says, "What's your name?" Which he always does. Everyone used to get personal messages at our circle, which no trance channel does, by the way. No one gives personal messages to 50 people, specific psychic messages. So I'm really glad we did that and offered that to people. Well, now we kind of do it here on Psychic Sundays. So gets to the woman. Red Eagle says, "What's your name?" That, as is his tradition. And the woman says her name. And he says, "Well, what's your question?" And she says, "I want to know if my friend who died in her arms on one of the canyon roads in Malibu, right, had a message."
But do you remember how he...
Yeah, so what happened was he was driving.
Well, wait, sorry.
What?
I have to correct.
What?
Okay, so they were driving, but they hit a deer.
But he
didn't die that night.
No, he didn't.
Okay,
sorry,
he died
let me
later.
clarify. He died. He didn't die in the accident.
But it was a big moment when they hit this beautiful big buck deer.
Okay,
remember?
so that was one of the big things.
Yeah, so they got out of the car and they were like...
Yeah, so they were both. They put hands on the deer. The deer's in the road, breathing heavy. It's dying. The deer crosses over. It was a deep bonding moment for this woman, and that guy dies like a month later.
Yes.
Okay, so she says, "Does he have any message for me?" Red Eagle says, "Well, turn around." She's sitting on a couch against the window.
The room is full of people.
Turn around to what? That's like asking me to turn around right now. She turns around, and as soon as she turns around, we hear like something hitting the window.
It wasn't
like that.
a knock.
It wasn't a knock, but like that, like a scratchy kind of thing. Turns around, there's a buck deer walked onto our property. Mind you,
onto our porch.
Mind you, the living room, the entire thing is like a lot of glass around it. It's an old wooden house, so it could have gone anywhere. Stands right behind her and takes his antlers and is scratching the glass behind her as she's asking the question.
And looks through the window.
Yeah.
And he said that phrase. What did he say again?
Red Eagle says? What did he say?
The one you just said.
He says, "Turn around."
Okay.
Yeah.
So he said, "Turn around." And I remember I was looking down at that very moment, and I remember looking up. I was in the back of the room, and I heard everybody's body shift over, and everybody went, "Oh my God!"
There was a gasp,
and it was a big buck deer with his big, huge antlers, and he was looking through our living room window. That has never happened before or since.
So he did this,
and it was right when she asked that question.
Yeah, the crazy thing is that it was when she asked the question. The other side note is, guys, yes, there are deers where we lived at that time, but they were not at all every day did you see a deer, and certainly not one that went into your backyard,